Before checking or changing the oil, you want to set the generator to the off position. To access the inside of the generator, what you want to do is take your liquid cooled Generac key, stick it into the keyhole, go counterclockwise, and then you're able to open up and remove the doors to the liquid cool. So your oil drain hose is on the same side as the oil filter and where to access your spark plugs on the top of the engine. What you want to do to drain the oil from the generator is take the oil drain hose from inside of the generator and remove it to the outside. You will need a 9/16 and an 11/16 wrench to remove the cap from the oil drain hose. You'll take the 9/16 to hold back up and the 11/16 to actually twist off the cap and remove it to drain the unit. After removing the cap, what you'll do is just have some type of container to actually gravity feed the oil out of the engine. Once all oil is completely drained out, what you'll do is take your 9/16 wrench, put it back for backup, and take your 11/16 wrench to fully tighten up the oil drain cap. Insert your oil drain hose back inside the generator and move on to the other side to remove the oil filter. Your oil filter, oil dipstick, and oil fill is on the same side as your battery. Sometimes it does help if you have some type of container to fit inside the unit to catch any oil that comes out of the oil filter. To remove the oil filter, you can either take it off by hand or use an oil filter wrench. You want to make sure if you do use an oil filter wrench that you take the wrench at the bottom of this hose and not at the top, because sometimes touching this rubber boot will blow your harness fuse inside your controller harness. Once the oil is drained completely out of the unit and the oil filter is replaced, what you want to do is go ahead and twist the oil fill cap counterclockwise and remove the oil fill cap. Then you can add the recommended amount of oil and oil type to the inside of the engine at the top of the valve cover. Install your oil fill cap back onto the top valve cover and make sure to twist tight. You want to make sure that your coolant reservoir tank is filled with coolant in between the cold and the hot line. You do not want to overfill the coolant reservoir tank above the hot line, because the radiator does use the reservoir tank in case it does overheat. It's able to dump the overpressurized coolant and air inside this reservoir tank. To remove your air filter from the engine, what you want to do is take this wing nut and twist it counterclockwise until the wing nut is completely off of the boat. Then you can remove the top cover of the air filter, and then the air filter is easily removed. If you do plan on checking or replacing your spark plugs, you do have 4 spark plugs on the top of the engine. All you have to do is remove the boot of the spark plug and then have an extension with a spark plug socket to be able to fit inside and remove the spark plug. It is easier to access those spark plugs with this air filter already taken off. Once all maintenance checks are done, you can go ahead and install your panels back to the generator and ensure that the generator is properly locked.